We're back on the bikes again. We are treated with great weather and awesome views. I'm loving it. Yeah, it's cool to see the landscape change from kind of wet and more familiar, something that we know, to more dry and prickly. Wow, look at those views. Oh, let's enjoy. Before we begin this video, I briefly want to fill you in that we released this video with mixed feelings. In the morning of our next camp spot, you will notice Eric referring to a tragic event that happened about a week ago when we were cycling along the Rhone river in France. It really impacted our enjoyment and confidence to continue cycling the weeks after. We've been going back and forth if we should include it, though we think it's important, and we will elaborate on it at the end of this video. I wasn't sure if you could see me, that's why I put a flashlight to my face. As it's already getting dark, behind us here is our tent, and man, it is a hassle to find a good place to sleep because it's hunting season here in France. And I read on one website that France has the most accidents every year with hunting. And we really notice it every night. It's going crazy. So yeah, it feels pretty eerie to stay in your tent and feel and hear all those shots. So we really try our best to find a snug place, and you're kind of always afraid that if you move, going to the toilet or something, that you might be mistaken for an animal or something and you get shot. So there do happen accidents, unfortunately, and yeah, it's not nice. It's not nice at all.
Hey, good morning. We've just woken up here in this incredible place that we found yesterday, and it was it was really difficult to find a good place yesterday because this was the first night after the horrible incident at the Rhone river, and we really scouted this area pretty well before we decided to pick this place. And it feels really tranquil. There are some people shooting in the distance, and there are some cars driving in that direction. But there's nobody here, and we both felt quite safe. And man, really, yeah, kind of a strange situation. It was cold this night. Cold and wet. The sleeping bag is wet, inside the tent lots of things are wet, so we have to dry that out this afternoon. And it's supposed to be a beautiful day, with lots of sunshine, almost no clouds, and some beautiful villages along the Ardèche river. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, let us show you guys what cycle touring is all about, and that horrible things unfortunately happen, but we are out on the road because we love the beauty of it.
Warm socks. Ugh.
It's always such a great moment when the sun warms you up.
Yeah. It smells like herbs, kind of like thyme and rosemary, and I love it.
Me too.
It's the midst of October now. Leaves are turning their colors and animals are gathering food for the winter. Hunting season just started a few weeks ago, and finding a good camp spot at night became kind of a stressor. I thought about setting up camp in fenced-off areas, but with a quick research we learned that some hunters also fence off areas to trap the animals. So it was mostly a case of hiding ourselves really well without moving around after dark, or to sleep in some kind of open recreational area like a dog or sports park. It gave us quite some unease, and the next time we'll consider only cycling off-season, which is a shame because it was so beautiful this time of year.
Today is a pretty difficult day for me because I feel very tired. In my body everything feels really heavy, and also my mind feels to be in a bubble, and that's kind of difficult in communication with Maudi, and also to keep my sense of adventure. For sure I'm liking it a lot, but some of these days you have that and it's kind of difficult to get through them in a blah, 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 blah.
Sometimes there's just one of those days that you really are irritated by each other and you're stuck with each other. There's no escaping and you kind of have to talk it out, but it doesn't work and you're both a little grumpy, and that's just the reality of bicycle touring as a couple. We gotta stop arguing about all those small little details and things that you have in relationships, right? And somehow everybody does it.
Sometimes we're feisty, and but yeah, underneath there's a lot of love.
Let's
Got
go.
a whole lot of love. Got a whole lot of love.
We're now cycling in the Ardèche region and it's gorgeous over here. Didn't knew it was so beautiful. Rolling hills and just smooth cycling paths, and somehow we have catched up with the weather, so the weather is super nice. And like a week before we were cycling in warm jackets and stuff, but now you can see beautiful region for cycling. In this video we have some very sad news to share with you. We've been going back and forth if we actually wanted to include this news in our episode. But the truth is it really shocked and impacted us very much, and it kind of dictated our mood for the weeks after it happened. So when we were cycling along the Rhone river in France, a fellow cycle tourist stopped us to tell us that we shouldn't go camp that night in that region, which we actually planned to do. in that exact same area because there was a murder on a cycle tourist 2 days before. So when we heard that, we were extremely confused and shocked, and yeah, you clearly felt that this guy was also shocked and he wanted to pass on the news. And so this was very, very sad to hear, and from that moment on we felt unsafe, and we were looking for a solution for that night. So the next day we actually booked an Airbnb in that area too, and we contacted our hosts to see if we could arrive earlier, and fortunately that was a possibility. So we arrived in the Airbnb. We took a few days off to process the news, and it really took us quite a while before we got back our spirits to go cycling again, but also our courage to go wild camping. The last thing we want to do is discourage you to go on a bike, because bad things can happen anywhere, in any kind of situation. And we also didn't want to pretend like this didn't happen, because I think it's like a reminder to enjoy life out on the road, but still be aware of your surroundings and stay safe out there, and trying to find a good balance in that.